All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor. La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Wahai, Rachak, Wadash. The honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone, rule well, and peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. All right, this lesson is going to be called something along the lines of keep your eyes on the prize. All right. And what I mean by that is to focus. Right? Don't look back. Don't be distracted. Just focus on the task that's at hand. Right? Which is doing the work. Pushing out YouTube videos, going out Saturday or whenever you go out. Most brothers go out Saturday. I go out Saturday. But whatever day, just make sure you're going out. Make sure you're pushing YouTube videos. Make sure you're studying. Stay focused. Okay, which comes into this right here, which is a metaphor known as, basically don't be caught with your pants down. Right. And what this means is vulnerable. All right. You're vulnerable or you're unprepared. You're not ready. Okay. If you've ever, had lived in a house with friends or with siblings or anything like that, and you be going to the bathroom and they just walk right in or something and you go into the bathroom, you're not prepared for something like that, which is why you quickly panic to pull your pants up. That's not, you can't be like that, spiritually. Right? You need to make sure that you're always prepared, that you're always girded up and ready for Yahweh Shai to come back, for martial law to pop off, for you to get your door kicked in, for you to, not be able to eat for a couple of days. You got to be prepared, and not prepared by having stockpiles of food, stockpiles of water, but prepared by being built up. Okay, I guess I can start there since I brought that up. So I got some scriptures that I pulled up already. We're going to go to Isaiah 33 and 6. This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge. All right, so that's the key right here. Wisdom and knowledge. Now, is this talking about wisdom and knowledge is in a college degree or high school diploma or, anything like that? How to fix a car? No, wisdom and knowledge of the scriptures. Right? And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability. The stability. So it's what's going to keep you stable of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure, and the fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom. It tells you that in, what is that, Proverbs? I think it's Proverbs 1:7, if I'm not mistaken. Proverbs 1:7. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. So fools despise wisdom, and wisdom is something that's going to keep you stable in those times. All right. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding the scriptures is something that's given to the people that are chosen. But as scriptures say, many are called, but few are chosen. I think it's Matthew 22, but I'm just going to search it up just so we don't waste any more time. Because I don't want to, because I do that sometimes where I'm looking for a precept for so long. I don't want to, take up your time. I just want to get straight to the edification. Avoid folly. All right, this is Matthew 22 and 14. For many are called, but few are chosen. Okay, so many people are called to this truth. Many people come into this ministry, but few actually endure and continue to do what they're supposed to do through that ministry. Few people actually, really endure to the end. All right, like it tells you in Matthew 24, which we can actually just go to that. He that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. This is Matthew 24 and 13. And he that shall endure unto the end, all right, notice how it says the end also, not halfway through or right at the end, not right when they make the chip mandatory. It says until the end. Revelations 2 and 10 tells you to be thou faithful unto death, right? And Yahweh Shai said that he'll give us a crown of life. The same shall be saved, all right? So those that are going to be saved, those that are going to endure to the end, whether their end is being, decapitated from a guillotine or getting beamed up or whatever, them being whatever, if they're a martyr, if they're getting beamed up is the point. If they endure to the end, they're chosen. They're, chosen from the foundations from the beginning. Okay, so let's just get right into this now. So this is Luke chapter 9, verse 62. And Yahweh Shai said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh. All right. So we spiritually have our hands on the plow and we're pushing the plow. All right. And It doesn't matter if it's raining, doesn't matter if it's snowing, doesn't matter if it's hot, cold. You're expected to be out there. Now your times may change. You may not be out there as long as you were when it was warm, obviously, depending where you are, first of all, because we live in different areas. But those of you brothers that live in really cold areas, of course, you're not going to be out there very long compared to before, depending how, like brothers in Alaska, for example, because I know Alaska is like the coldest state in the United States, man. So, don't expect them because your camp is going out for 3-4 hours that they're going to, man. They complete completely different conditions, and that's the same when it's hot out. Some states like Florida, I think it's humid there. It may be very, very hot one day or whatever, whatever. You get the point, but the point is that you're showing effort, that you're continuing to do the work, that you're continuing to go out and make videos and show that you're really in this thing. You're not just being somebody on the sidelines. Okay, this is Luke chapter 17, verse 3. It's 3 words, but it goes much deeper than that. All right, it says, remember Lot's wife. Now, the story of Lot's wife is Lot was guided out of Sodom and Gomorrah, which was a city that was destroyed by fire and brimstone that rained down from heaven, that Yahweh destroyed. In the time of Abraham, I think Lot was a nephew of Abraham, and I'm fairly certain that's it. And Lot had 2 daughters and a wife, and when they were leaving, they were told not to look back, and his wife looked back. All right. Now, this is heavy for us because we shouldn't look back in this truth. All right. First of all, there's nothing to look back to. That's something important to understand, that there's nothing to go back to. There's nothing to look back to. What do you want to see? What is so important that you want to look back to? Now, I'm not saying literally don't turn around. I'm saying spiritually, there's nothing in this world for us. This world is dead. And if you're of the world, you're dead. We're dead right now, really, if you want to be completely honest. All right. But we're being revived through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahushua. All right. So it's our job to keep doing this work and until it's time to stop. Okay. Until we hit phase 2, so to speak, because phase 2 is making YouTube videos, going out, studying. But phase 2, or that's phase 1. Phase 2 is when the famine of the word hits, martial law hits. Of course, we're not going to be able to be doing these sit downs or going on the highways and byways when people are hunting us down to capture us, man, or to kill us. Right. Or when all hell breaks loose. That's not realistic. It could happen. Anything can happen with Yahweh and Yahushai, but he has his fishermen out now, but there's going to be a time when the fishermen are going to go back to shore. They're not going to stay in the ocean anymore reeling in fish, because if all the elect are sealed, then what's the point of being out there at that point, right? All right, so this is 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. I charge thee, therefore, before Yahweh and the Lord Yahushai HaMashiach, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing in his kingdom. Preach the word, okay? So that is our job, to preach the word. Now, we do this through many different platforms, all right? But the number 1 is going on the highways and byways. Number 2, which is what we do through the weekend, even on the weekends, is YouTube, okay? And I encourage brothers to do at least 1 video every day, all right? At least 10 minutes or more. Especially doing with brothers, because doing videos with brothers, spirit flows like crazy, okay? The spirit and power of Yahweh Yahushai. And some brothers even hit social media, but do not think because you're on Facebook or Instagram that you don't need to go out. It doesn't work like that. All right. Be instant in season, out of season. All right. So cold, hot, doesn't matter. You got to be out there. Like I said, the times will vary, but you're going to be out there, and show your effort. Show that it's a battlefield, man. It's a battlefield. You need to treat it like that. Right. Because it's much more than just you reading words out of a book. Okay, it's much, much more than that. If you look at it only as that, then you're in the wrong place. All right, this truth ain't for you. Then if you're looking at it like that, it goes a lot deeper than just reading books out of the Bible. Well, they are books in the Bible, but reading words out of a book. Okay, it says reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. And that's another thing brothers need to learn how to do, is rebuke. All right, you need to learn how to rebuke brothers. Okay, and that's something I'm working on myself too, because sometimes you feel like sometimes you feel like the brothers aren't going to look at you the same way anymore when you rebuke them. But you need to push that aside, man, because if they're wise, then they're going to love you more because you rebuked them. All right, now if they're not wise and they hate you because you rebuke them, then this truth ain't for them. Okay, simple as that. Because rebuke is love. All right, it's better than secret love. Open rebuke is better than secret love. I think that's in Proverbs. But I'm going to carry on with the lesson. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. Now these are the key points, but that was all, good. For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Okay, so Apostle Paul, he kept the faith. He kept the faith, which is what we have to do. All right, we have to keep pushing until that time is up. Verse 8, henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness with the Lord, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. Do thy diligence to come shortly unto me. All right, that was the point, but this is important, to be diligent. Okay, let's go into the next scripture. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people. That's heavy too right there. My people, okay, the Israelites, which really when we go out there, we're really speaking to everybody to an extent, but the kingdom is only for Israel, all right? But the heathens, they receive their judgment. We tell them what's going to happen to them. But specifically, we're for the Israelites, okay? That's who's going to receive salvation. That's who the message is for, okay? The heathens just walk by and get judged. They just get condemned. The words of prophecy, that's heavy too, okay? Because there's a lot more to this truth than just that simple sip of milk, man. There's a whole full glass of milk, and there's also a plate of meat. You need to go into what the mark of the beast is. You need to go into the end game of America, which is nuclear destruction. You need to go into Israelites looking like other nations. You need to go into, the elect, really, because the elect also, the elect being sealed like a spiritual mark, the mark in Revelation 7 and also Ezekiel 9 and 4, that mark, which is prophecy too. You need to go into prophecies of all sorts, martial law, famine. You need to bring these things out because that's the time that we're living in. These prophecies are fulfilling themselves by the day, okay? Which I will put in thy mouth, say the Lord, which this right here proves that these are not our words, all right? That we're just vessels, right? No matter how good you get in this truth, so to speak, no matter how many scriptures if people like your breakdowns and you're a good teacher, because I like to watch the elder from GMS Chicago, Elder Malcolm, or Malchama, and also Elder Chazak from GMS Mississippi, which is Yahweh Shai is coming back, and the apostles, of course, and some other elders, but just to name a few. But we also, still have to understand that these men are just humble servants just like us, okay? And that's the same with you, because if you've been in this truth, doesn't matter how long, well, first of all, knowledge puffs you up, all right? That's a scripture, okay? So you need to stay humble and you need to stay meek, but you also have to maintain confidence and high self-esteem, okay? Because you don't want to be, pulling everybody down, so to speak, okay? Which is something I got to work on myself as well, is confidence, okay? But this proves that no matter how good you get in this truth, no matter if you've been in this thing for 50 years or 5 days, 10 years, it's still Yahweh Shai's words. It's still Yahweh Shai's ministry. It's not your ministry, okay, to that extent, okay? This is all about Yahweh Shai and their message. This is not our message, okay? We're spiritual mailmen. We're delivering the letter. I didn't write the letter. I'm just delivering it to you. You need to understand that, okay? Just remember that you're servants just like we are, just like the angel. When I think it was Apostle John, John the Revelator, which was the Apostle John, not John the Baptist, that began to worship an angel, and he said that he's just a servant. So we need to understand our place in this thing as well. Okay, but there are ranks in this thing, and I put all the Akim above myself. So there is ranks. Elders and apostles, of course, are above us, but I'm just saying, just keep in mind that they're servants just like you are, men. Okay, these are still the words of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Understand order. That's the point. Okay, just like Apostle T.R.O.Y, he may be the top guy on the planet right now, but he understands that Yahweh and Yahweh Shai are above it. Okay, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. So all these prophecies are going to come to pass. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Let's look up this word incredulity. It's a very heavy word. State of being unwilling or unable to believe something. Okay, so and a lot of these people that aren't able to understand or don't want to understand, they become scoffers. Okay, but you need to just shake the dust off your feet, just like Yahushua said. Uh, verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. And that's all I need to get out of that, because really the main point was right here. Speak down the ears of my people the words of prophecy. Let's start closing out on some of these. All right, this is Ezekiel 33:1. Again, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coasts and set him for their watchman, that's a key word right there, watchman. Okay, what does a watchman do? He watches the prophecies. Okay, which, really you do that by doing research, looking at the news. Whether you go on RT or SHTFplan.com or CNN, whatever news that you're using. But of course, there is false news and propaganda being pushed out. But watchmen are going to have discernment. If when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he bloweth the trumpet. That's a key word right there, the trumpet. All right, and warn the people. And you're not warning the people by sitting on your couch all damn day, man. Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. So, if, like it said, incredulity, if they don't believe, that's their loss. That's not your loss. That's their loss. And the words that they speak against you is making it worse for themselves. All right. Talks about, I think in Matthew, how you're going to be justified or condemned by the words that you say. All right. Every idle word that men shall speak will basically be used against them. All right. Just like they in Babylon, they say, what you say will be used against you in court, right? He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. So if you take warning and you endure, then you're of the elect, right? But the key thing here is blowing the trumpet, right? Now this is Isaiah 58:1. To show you that it's spiritual right now, because that's what we're doing. We're not holding trumpets and blowing them literally. Okay, which that was a real thing back then, that people would do. They'd have an actual watchman blow a trumpet, just to warn in case somebody's trying to invade or something like that, but for danger. But this is spiritual now. All right, Isaiah 58:1, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgression, in the house of Jacob their sins. So we're doing that by going out the highways and byways, first and foremost, right? And by making YouTube videos, by pushing out the truth, on all sorts of different platforms. Okay. This is Luke chapter 47, or not Salakia, Luke chapter 12, verse 47. And that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. Salakia. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required, and to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. So if you know the truth, you know what you're supposed to be doing, and you're not doing it, you're going to get a worse punishment than somebody that doesn't know. Okay, which in Hebrews 10 it talks about that, because when you learn the truth, you learn that you're not supposed to eat pork anymore, for example, and you do it anyways. You're basically stomping on Yahushua's blood, right? And every Israelite is going to bear witness to the truth one way or another. That was in Matthew 24, how it said, I think verse 14, how it's going to be preached in all nations. Okay, because we're all over the place. That's why there's brothers pushing this truth, the true doctrine of Yahweh Yahushua, which is pushed from the apostles and others, great millstone on down, all over the planet. Okay, all over the planet. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 36, which we brought this out before in the last lesson yesterday. Me and another brother and myself. All right, but it's heavy for this lesson. So Matthew 24 and 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. So only Yahweh knows the day. Okay. So you don't know the day. And now here's the thing. When people know, like if there was a test, man, if if I were to be a teacher, and you were a student, or you were a teacher, a student, whatever way you want to put it, whoever wants to be a teacher, in this analogy, the teacher, if he doesn't tell the student that there's a test coming up, what that student does is going to determine, how good he does. But I'm saying, because he wasn't told that there's a test, he's not going to study for it. Okay, like he may or may not study for it. That's why it goes into having faith too, that knowing that it's close. Okay, and whether it be close or far, you have to have faith, and you have to have that ferventness to be able to be in it for the long haul. Okay, but if a teacher were to tell you you got a test on Friday, somebody's going to study, and they may not do anything until Thursday night or even Friday morning right before the class. Okay, which is exactly how our people are. So Yahweh not letting us know when the exact day is shows if we're actually serious about this thing. Okay, it shows if we're actually diligent and going to remain faithful no matter how long it may take. Okay, verse 37, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So if you're not studying for that test, although we don't know when that test is, we know there's a test coming. That's the thing. We know there's a test, but we don't know it's coming. So some people are gonna slack because, well, I don't believe it's this week. It could be next week. It could be next month. But we believe that this test could be tomorrow. It could be any day. So we're preparing every day accordingly. Okay? And these people that aren't studying for this test are going to be caught with their pants down. Right? Verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah, that's supposed to be Noah, entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Right? So Yahweh told Noah that there was a flood coming. So Noah moved with fear. It tells us that in Hebrews 11 that he moved with fear, and he also had faith. Obviously, he had to have faith to trust that those instructions to building the ark would work, and that when the flood actually came, that the ark would be able to stay, put together and all that. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So we don't know when it is. Okay, could be this year, could be next year, could be the year after that, but we know that it's soon. And we know that regardless, even if it's 100 years, which, I'm just putting that out there to be, hyperbolic, we're in for the long haul. We have to be. All right, you have to be. This is a commitment. This is not something that you just do for, well, 10 years doesn't happen, you drop out. No, if you're like that, you're going to be destroyed. Okay, because you fell out. Verse 39, or I just heard that, Slocky. Verse 40. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, one shall be taken and the other left. Watch therefore, that goes into being a watchman, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Doing what? The work, right? Being faithful, praying, fasting, going out, doing YouTube videos. I mean, maybe not, right at that time, because the famine of the word is going to come before Yahweh Shai comes, obviously, but well, not obviously, because some people may not know that, but just so you know that the famine of the word is a prophecy that would come before Yahweh Shai, because otherwise it wouldn't really make sense. But if you didn't know, now you know. All right. But praying, fasting, keeping the faith, staying diligent, understanding that nothing else matters but Yahweh and Yahweh Shai and the things with this truth. All right. Your workplace don't matter, man. Your high school doesn't matter. Your college doesn't matter. That don't matter. That isn't profitable for salvation. Now, does that mean drop all those things? No, but it means understand in your mind that what Yahweh Shai wants us to do is far more of a priority than that. Okay. Now that doesn't even necessarily mean when you wake up, oh, just skip work and get right to studying. It just means understand in your mind that work is not above studying. Okay, take this more serious in your spirit and your mind. All right, Matthew 24:47. Verily I say unto you, Salaki, I keep doing that. Verily I say unto you that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But But and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, just like something called a pop quiz. All right. And shall cut him asunder and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So you don't want to be that guy, man. All right. So don't look back. It all goes back into that. Don't look back. Keep, focusing on the light at the end of the tunnel. Don't look back. Don't look back, because that's what's behind you is nowhere near as important as what's in front of you. Okay. Nowhere near as important as what's in front of you. You got to focus on what's at hand. But if you, just think about this, because we understand reincarnation. You've been living life, all these different lives, doing all, being in this truth and all of that. We've came too far to give up, man. We've been waiting for the kingdom this whole time, and now that it's right at the thing, now that it's right in front of us, now you want to give up. I understand that that's all predestination, but that's a scary thing, man, that people can seriously just stop. And Yahweh Yahushua that the listener, you can stay fervent and on fire and be part of the elect, and myself also. Okay, because now is definitely not the time to start going cold, start going ghost in this truth. All right. Revelations 3:15-16. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. So if you're going to be in, be in. If you're going to be out, be out. Don't half-ass. All right. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. So we have to be hot. All right. You have to be hot for this truth. You have to be doing the work. You have to be studying. You have to be praying. You have to be fasting. All right. Prayer and fasting are crucial. Okay. If you're not fasting, fast. Okay. How you fast is you go sunset to sunset without food or water. Right. It doesn't have to be for, several days straight, but even once, and just some advice, you could do it once a week. You could do it on Sabbath, because on Sabbath, it's a holy day set apart from the rest of the week. And also, you can't cook, you can't buy or sell. So why not dedicate that day even more to Yahweh and Yahushua by fasting on it? And also, when you fast, expect demons to attack the shit out of you, man. Expect that, because that's that's something that's going to happen, right? So don't be surprised if that happens, if this is like your first time. But you're going to understand that you're afflicting yourself. You're fasting, and it's so beneficial. It's so helpful for this truth. Okay, so keep praying, keep fasting, keep making videos, keep going out. Most importantly, and keep studying, watching videos. For sure, watching videos. Don't just expect yourself to understand scriptures, man. You got to understand that you're going to have teachers. We have teachers. They're set up for us. All right. So with that said, Yahweh Yahushua is edifying the elect. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yad. La Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Waharachak, Wadash. The bondage of the apostles and the elders, great millstone to rule well, and peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect of Yashar Allah. All right. Shalom. Oh, that was the wrong one. Shalom.